Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to make your foam look like this. Now before you haters say anything, this is actually genuine EVA foam. There is the back, nice and textured, just like this. The spray paint I used was this gold brand Montana spray paint. You could get it anywhere. I got it from eBay, or you could probably get it from a local art shop. That's where I got it, from the UK. I know what you're thinking. How did you acquire this majesty? Well, shut up, I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to want to get your foam really nice and smooth. I'll move that out of the way so you can see. There we go. You're going to want to get it really nice and smooth. And if you want to know how I did that, click the card there or there, I don't know where it is. So, once you've got that all smooth, you're going to want to seal it with this Mod Podge. If you don't know what it is, it's PVA glue, pretty much. Not EVA, PVA. Aha, there's a difference. Of course there's a difference. Now, I know what you're thinking. But back gig. Can I use Plasti Dip? I love Plasti Dip. It's my favourite kind of dip in the whole world. Well, one, shut up, and two, I'm going to show you. This is some foam armour that I sealed with Plasti Dip. As you can see, it's fairly shiny, but it's nowhere near as shiny as this. So that's with Mod Podge, that's with Plasti Dip. So that's why I'm telling you right now, Mod Podge is the way to go. Now, I also know what you're thinking. Why can't I use Rust-Oleum or any other kind of clone spray paint? Well, I've also got an answer for you right there. Just bear with me, I'll go get... This is a bit of foam which I sprayed with Rust-Oleum silver. And as you can see, it's quite dull. It's a bit shiny, but not very. And this is the Montana. A massive difference right there. This is actually really reflective. You can actually see my chin right there. There's my fingers. That's how shiny this is with Mod Podge. Alright, now, I know if you've got another question burning inside your head, I think I may know what that is. Can I just spray it on the foam as it is? No. That is wrong right there. One, because if you rub it against something, then the paint will just chip off, just right there. It will just chip off, and that's where your work just diminished right there. Believe me, I know. And this is what it will look like without a sealer. There's the paint, there's the colour, but no sheen. So there. So there you go. That's right there why. Right there why. I can't talk. That is why you should be using Mod Podge for this technique, but not anything else. And Montana paint. This isn't an ad for Montana paint. I'm nowhere near that big of a YouTuber yet to achieve that. That's Rust-Oleum, that's Montana. I know I might sound like I'm repeating myself, but you cannot believe how stupid some people are. Anyway, I'm rambling. Right, so what you're going to want to do is, of course, take the lid off. Also, one tip, make sure you don't get any around the lip right here, because then you'll have like a massive workout trying to get the lid off. Because, as I said, this is pretty much like glue. It says on the front right there, water-based sealer, glue. It's glue. Of course, once it's dry, then it's not sticky as well. So you're going to want to apply it with a sponge. As you can see, I've already used it today because this is probably the third layer of Mod Podge I'm using on this foam. So you're going to want to dip it in and get a little bit on the tip. And of course, the foam which I'm using is quite small. It's quite a small foam piece. So if you're using a big piece of foam, I'd recommend dipping the whole sponge in. Probably, well, not the whole thing in, because then you get it on your fingers and it'd be really messy. Because then you'd be peeling it off and all that, and It's just, you don't really want that. Okay, so you're going to want to dab the edges like that. Not completely cover it, because if you dab it, then it will have a very, very uneven surface. And now you're going to want to, yes, you're going to want to have nice up and down strokes. Make sure you get the whole piece covered. Alright. Yeah, just dab it a little bit if you can't really like get it right off the sponge. Ooh. And there you go, that's right there what it should look like. Nice and shiny, and it kind of dulls the actual colour of the foam underneath. Alright, so you're going to want to do that for at least 4 to 5 layers. If it's a tiny little piece of foam like this, I'd probably say 3 layers would be alright. And I'll see you once I've done all of those layers.
Alright, before we return to our scheduled programme, I shall give you a little tip on how to make this dry faster. Heat gun! Put it on the lowest setting. There you go, that's the lowest setting on mine. And just very lightly, oh fuck! Very, very lightly try and hit it all the pieces. I mean, that one's kind of doing a mind of its own. If not, just pick one up, put it in your hand, and right, I'm going to stop now because they're going to fall off. Alright. Just get one in your hand and just blast the heat gun on it with the lowest setting until all the streaks are gone and it's just nice and shiny like that.
Okay, here's another little tippy tootar. You're going to want to avoid getting anything like that, because that is of course like a really big part of Mod Podge, and one, it will take a lot longer to dry, and two, if it's not dried properly, when you spray it with paint, it will start to crack and peel because it kind of like affects it. So yeah, you're definitely going to want to make sure that it's all thin and doesn't end up like that. Alright, so I've done 5 layers, and as you can see, it's very, very shiny. It's all dry as well, so it is ready for painting. Now I'm actually kind of running out of my gold, so I'm going to do a little experiment and use chrome copper as well. Right, so let's get to it.
Alright, you're going to want to use a respirator when you use spray paint. You must also speed like me. We're going to use our speed like me. It's not going to work properly.
Alright, there they are. Take up the can, make sure you get all the paint out of it. Right. As you can see, it's really, really running out. Make sure you get a good old layer on it. Right, there we go. There we go. Might as well point the camera at it so you can actually see it. Right. Yeah, with little pieces like these, it will go all over the place. Right. Right, there's quite a few of them, so I'm going to switch to the copper. Right. Oh yes. There we go. Very nice. Make sure you use it liberally as well, so you actually get a good amount on it. There we are. Alright, so
Gonna want to leave that for about an hour or two. With chrome paint, you're gonna want to leave it for about 24 hours before you do put like glue or other paints on it. Like for example, I'll show you right here. This is the torso armour which I'm using, and I don't know if you can notice, but there's a bit of chip paint on there because I didn't wait long enough to actually use orange paint on it. So yes, be patient. That's what you've got to do with cosplay, really. You've got to be patient. If you rush it, it's going to look rushed. So yes.
Welcome back. Now the paint is completely dry. And as you can see, it is very nice and chromy, which is fantastic, my dears. And the chrome copper, though, isn't quite as shiny. There is the gold, and there is the copper. It's still got a good chromy texture to it, but not as much as the gold. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So I will say the gold is phenomenal for chroming foam. I don't know what it's like with any other surfaces, like rubber and all that. Wait, yes I do. Here is a utility belt, which I have actually sealed with rubber. And as you can see on the pouches, it's got a sort of texture. That's because I stippled rubber onto it, while the pouches have been sealed with Mod Podge. And I am very sure that it is still fairly chromy, which is lovely. So yes, breakdown, smooth surface, Mod Podge, gold chrome spray paint from Montana. And if anybody from Montana is watching this, I'm very poor, so I really like a sponsorship. I hope you enjoyed this video from my cave, my cellar, my cosplay room. If there is any other foam tutorials you'd like to see, please put a comment in the video and I'll see if I can do it. Until next time,